Hey there guys, what's up? This is Ivo Rambo McLean for Live. Once again, I'm back for more movie reviews. And today I'm going to talk about, of course, is Friday the 13th, the final chapter, which is the fourth installment in the series. And that's the film which I have a double feature of part 2 and 3 together. And that's the part 4, the final chapter. And this was released 1984, the same year as A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original My Favorite Horror Film, was released. And this is, of course, the mask and of course the knife in the eye. I just love this effect. And Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, in my opinion, is one of the best horror films of all time, one of the greatest horror films of all time. And I also do have the t-shirt of this film. Yeah, surprisingly, I do have the t-shirt. And yeah, you can see. So yeah, the mask in the pool of blood. I still wear this t-shirt, and that's one of the reasons why it's kind of not well washed up. But yeah, I have the t-shirt of this film. I know it's not right in the final chapter, but it is the hockey mask with the knife and the pool of blood. I used to have the poster of this film, but sadly got ruined it, so I don't have it anymore. It was rated there, and this was directed by Joseph Zito. Joseph Zito directed The Prowler. That's why he got the job for making this film. He directed The Prowler. And yeah, that's the reason he was hired by Paramount Pictures. Now, this movie was intended to be the final movie in the franchise. That is why it was titled The Final Chapter. That's the reason it was titled The Final Chapter. By the way, this is the back, from the movie. And the reason was because producer Frank Mancuso Jr. He thought that no one appreciated his work. He was upset that Paramount Pictures and no one appreciated his work, that he was a long producer on Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3. So so this movie was intended to be the final film in the franchise. And Paramount Pictures hired Joseph Zito to write this film. And he also to be the writer of the film. And he said, I'm not a writer, I'm a director. And they said, you're going to be a writer because we are paying you double. So he said, okay, I'm a writer. But he actually hired, with his own salary, he hired a few people to write the script. He wrote the script. And that was, of course, he hired Barney Cohen. Barney Cohen to go and to help him write a screenplay for the film. So it was secretly, he paid him his own pack of money, in which Barney Cohen, he wrote the screenplay for the film and what the story should be about the film. And of course, the story was by Bruce Heidemish Sacco. He actually made the concept of film. And yeah, and that's how it was the script. And this was rated there, and in my opinion, my second favorite Friday the 13th film and one of my favorite horror films of all time. It's a fantastic slasher film. It's the best one, the series, considered by when this movie was released on April 13, 1984. It received negative reviews, but from that day, this movie became a cult classic. It became a classic on its own, and by many Friday the 13th fans, this has been considered one of the best, and I agree. This movie is the best. This is the best in the series. Yes, it's the best in the series, and it's by many of the fans, it's been their favorite Friday the 13th film, and to me, the best one. Joseph Zito did a fantastic job direction. Tom Savini, the makeup artist from the first movie, returned because he wanted to kill the character that he created. So he returned. Tom Savini was great. A special effect. Also Ken Yeager for A Nightmare on Elm Street series. He was also by one of the special effects for the Puppeteers. And and of course, um, and Larry Carr, Tom Savini, and Kevin Yeager. Kevin Yeager, he was special makeup artist and effects for Freddy Krueger for Nightmare Street series. He was in this film, and this was once again moved to California. It was filmed in Topanga Canyon in New Hall, California. That was filmed, which was moved. Because the first movie was filmed in New Jersey. The second one was filmed in Connecticut in the lake. This one, the third one was filmed in the ranch in California. This is actually moved to Topanga Canyon in New Hall, California. And I love this movie to death. I mean, love this movie dearly to death. Watch this movie. This is 1 hour, 31 minutes film. It has everything. Sex, nudity, gore, serious. It's creepy movie. It's a great atmosphere. Great cast. I mean, you have so beautiful girls. I feel so bad for Barbara Howard's character, Sarah. She was so beautiful, and she got an axe to the chest. She was so beautiful. Judy Aronson from American Ninja. She was in this movie. She played Samantha. She played Samantha Sam Lane. She got actually killed by a hunting knife on her raft. She was, she actually was killed. We have the twins Mint. Those two girls. I forgot to wrote those two girls in it somewhere. They have to be Camilla and Carrie Moore as Tina and Terry. Camilla played Tina, Carrie Moore, she played Terry. But we have twin mints, which are so beautiful. The girls are beautiful. Sarah Howard was great. Judy Aronson's naked tits was so beautiful. Great gore, great effect, fast-paced, not slow like the first movie. It was fast-paced. It was a great. I understand the story. We have Kimberly Beck as great babe. Too bad she was not nude, but she was such a great babe. I mean, as Trish Jarvis, she's actually my third favorite final girl in the series so far. She was so great. Corey Feldman is in this movie as Tommy Jarvis. He was awesome. Doc Barton as Peter Barton as Doc. Amy Steele from part 2. She went and convinced him that he took the part, that he took the role. So that was awesome. That's him. That's awesome. That's Doc. His head gets smashed by Jason. Was awesome. Everything practical done. Because of the low budget, most of the actors, they had to do their own stunts. Barbara Howard refused to be nude in the shower scene with Doc Barton, so the Paramount Pictures hired an actress, a stunt woman for her, and that was Robin Wood for a stunt double for Barbara Howard in the shower scene for the nude scene because she refused to be nude. There was they actually filmed in the fall and in the late December, in the lake. Judy Aronson, she was naked in front of the crew, and Joseph Zito, he was very stone cold, towards the cast. He was very stone cold. And the girl Judy Aronson, she got sick with hypothermia because of him. Ted White, he refused. He called this movie a piece of shit. He refused to be, to get credits. He's not credits in the first, in the open scene or in the end of scene. They actually wanted that the mask explodes, but we have a great explosion in the open scene. It was just awesome. This movie was a fantastic. I mean, I love this movie to death. Joseph Zito was great as director. His best movie, in my opinion, he directed. Missing in Action. I think Missing in Action was released after this movie. But man, watching this movie was great. It was great. Great casting. This character are less cartoonish like what they on the third movie. It's less campy. It's not even campy at all. It's serious. It isn't like it was in the fucking. I mean, like Richard Broker walks around all wooden. Ted White, he was great as Jason. This is my second favorite Jason. The first one will be right there. You can see him. Kane Hodder, which is my favorite Jason. This will be my second favorite Jason. Ted White is considered by fans the best Jason. Great special effects by Tom Savini. This is a low budget, cost $206 million. And like I said, Frank Mancuso Jr., he was upset that no one appreciated his work. He's unappreciated even though the films made a lot of money in the box office. And Paramount Pictures aware of that, so that's one of the reasons why Tom Savini returned from this movie. Tom Savini, Ted White, they became friends, when Ted White found out that he became that Tom Savini was actually attending a stuntman school, so they became friends. But like I said, the director Joseph Zito and Ted White, they did not get along. He did not want to be his own credit in this movie, as Jason. Great music score by Harry Manfredini. It was just awesome. We have a great dog in the film. I think it was Gordon. We see the Jarvis, the Jarvis family, Trish, Tommy, and Tracy. I know she's only Mrs. Jarvis, but I think that her name is Tracy, which they live in the lake. We have new campers, the twins, Tina and Terry in this movie. Camila and Carrie in this movie, Carrie Moore in this movie as twins. Great effects, like I said, great gore, fantastic gore. Love this movie to death. I like The Prowler. I have that movie on Blu-ray, but this is the better. I love this one. This movie is awesome. I can show you just the poster, of this one. You can see this is actually better. I wish I wear this t-shirt. It's actually better. Corey Feldman was the best Tommy in my opinion. I actually prefer Tom Matthews a little more, but Tommy, he was great. Tommy, he was great. And we also see Rich Anderson as Rob Dyer. He's actually the brother of Sandra Dyer from part 2 when she was killed with a spear by Jason. Rob Dyer shows up on Crystal Lake, in which he's hunting down her sister's killer, Jason, because that Jason is still alive. So he meets the Jarvis. He helps Trish and he helps Trish and Tommy. I thought Rich Anderson was great as Rob Dyer. He's supposed to be a hero, but he gets killed by Jason, which I love that he falls into his into his demise. And I forgot to mention Friday the 13th, the final chapter is Jason's Unluckiest Day. I forgot to mention that the tagline, Jason's Unlucky Day. I apologize. I am not perfect. I forgot. I'm supposed to say Jason's Unluckiest Day. But I love this movie to death. This one and part 2 are actually my top 2 favorite movies. Number 1 is right there. Part 7. I love part 7 to death. That's my number 1. Number 1 is right there. One of my favorite horror films, Part 7, The New Blood. I think it's underrated. When I get there, I'll defend the film. And I'll express my disappointment with the fans. How they treated the film. But this is considered by many the best one, many number 1 favorite. And it's so great, well acted, well invented, great special effects by Tom Savini. And the movie starts, we see the footage of the I think it was part 2 and 3, and the movie starts at the first movie left off. I mean the third movie left off. Jason is being sent to the morgue. He wakes up. He kills he kills the nurse and the doctor in the morgue. He goes to the camp Crystal Lake, while we meet the Jarvis family and six teenagers who actually rented the cabin lodge in the Crystal Lake when they actually go to Crystal Point, to the lake, for the weekend. And on the Friday 13th is Jason's unluckiest day, and one by one they actually fall under Jason's menacing terror, which he kills one by one of them until he makes his until match in Tommy Jarvis. And Trish Jarvis, Trish Jarvis becomes the final girl, and she tries to escape the killer, and great effects. And yeah, and of course, there's effects that actually kind of wrote him down. Kimber Beck was great. She's the best final girl as Trish Jarvis. She's awesome. So I love the dance. There's a soundtrack. Love is a Lie by Leon. I love that soundtrack. Love is a Lie. I love that soundtrack to that. I love Crispin Glover's dance moves. Yes, I love his dance moves. I think was with Tina, or they were both twins, so I couldn't find out. But it doesn't matter. Love the dance move. I love the song. Love Crispin Glover's great dance moves. It's great. Jimmy's Dead dance moves. It's on these special features. Jimmy's dance move. I just love, Crispin Glover. I love him. He's actually, I feel bad for Crispin Glover's character. He was later in Back to the Future, and I love that he was in this movie, and I just love Tom Savini's special effect. He has a great sex, fucks Tina, he shows up, wants to drink, the champagne, and says, "Hey, Ted, where is the corkscrew? Where is the corkscrew?" Gets slammed by Jason Corkscrew the fucking hand, and Jimmy gets the meat cleaver the fucking head when he turns around. Great special effect by Ken Eager and Tom Savini. Great effect. He gets the meat cleaver the fucking head. Love that. I felt bad when Sarah get an axe in the chest. Great effect by Tom Savini. I felt bad. Or when Sam, she got stabbed by a hunting knife, through her stomach in inflatable raft. She gets stabbed. That was for real. The effect wasn't, but it was for real because she was, it was cold. It was late December. It was cold in the lake. She standing nude. She wasn't allowed by director Joseph Zito, to get dressed or at least to get warm. She got freeze with hypothermia. He was stone cold. He didn't care until Ted White refused to film the scenes, to refuse to act. That time he softened up, but Ted White, he was great in the film. He also was concerned about the actors because, they couldn't afford for stunt doubles for them. Like when dogs get slammed and smashed his head, his skull by Jason, he had to wear, or at least threaten to quit, or hockey pads, that pads, so that he could, that his head wasn't, refused to be hurt. But I love that in the film. But yeah, Ted White was the heart of the soul. I love his mask. I love his mask. I love his look of Jason, his terror menacing look of Jason. I just love that, But also Axel, Axel Burns, the doctor, the morgue, his throat gets slit with surgical hacksaw, which was great effect, and then his head is actually turned around breaking. Or Roberta Morgan, she gets killed with scalpel. Jason grabs her for the neck and goes and kills her. Take that, Michael Myers. Jason is better than you, Michael Myers. And he goes with a scalpel, kills her. Great scene and great effect. Great gore, great blood in this movie. It has great gore. It has great blood. That's what fans wanted to see, And this is supposed to be the final movie. It's bullshit. It wasn't the final movie. But it was great. One of my favorite horror films ever. Love this movie to death. Um, great cast, like I said, Kimberly Beck as Trish. I forgot to mention, Trish is a badass in this movie. She wears she actually has a machete in the hand. This is the first time that Jason doesn't use a machete, so it's the first time he doesn't use the machete. So she has a machete. She runs to the Jarvis cabin lodge, and in that time Jason jumps through the window and grabs Tommy. Corey Feldman was very scared. His frightened face was actually very genuine, because he really was scared at the time. I love when Trish grabs the sledgehammer and smashes right on Jason's neck, and Jason grabs the sledgehammer, throws her, he starts hunting her down. Trish is a badass in this movie. She runs upstairs. With the Tommy, they try to move the closet, but Jason smashes the closet, and Trish grabs the TV, smashes the TV on Jason. Great effect by Tom Savini. She tries to escape. He goes and he chases her to the neighbor's house, and there's a great effect in which Trish jumps off the window. I think that was a stunt woman. I think that was Kimberly Beck, but she jumps off the window. Great effect. You see her underwear. Great effect by Tom Savini. She jumps off on the dirt. Was awesome. Best scene, and my favorite scene will be in the film. My favorite kill would still be the axe to the chest, but sorry Sarah, but I love the kill. But yeah, I felt bad for Sarah. Barbara Howard, she was so sex babe, great. Judy Aronsohn's nudity tits are great. I think that guy, he was killed with a harpoon. That guy, Paul, he was impaled with a spear gun, in his balls. He went with a spear gun, because Harpoona, the spear gun, Vera got in the eye, but this time he got in the balls. So what a great effect! I just loved it. Jason grabs Tina, throws her out of the window. She lands on the car. Great effect. Later they did that in part 7, but that was great effect. Just great effect was by Jason. That was great. Great music score by Harry Manfredini. I think that everyone loves this film, Now this movie made this movie made $32 million. I think that the third one made more money than this one, but this movie made worldwide $32 million. Budget was $2,600,000. So yeah, $2 million was the budget for this movie. Earned $11 million opening in US and Canada, which is awesome. That was 94, and worldwide $32 million. So made a success. This is successful, and this will be the final movie. But it wasn't. Ted White is 95 years old. He's the only actor that's still alive of the franchise that played Jason. Ted White hated the film, hated making the film, but later he softened up over the years from the fans. Corey Feldman wore a skull cap to create illusion. When we see, that Tommy is shaving his head, he was wearing, he actually did not shave his head. He was wearing a skull cap, to his head, so that he create illusion, in which, just like Ginny, he made a philosophy in which he tried to convince that that's him, that Jason has illusion, that he sees younger himself. And there's a great scene when Trish uses machete, slams machete right in Jason's arm. I just love that. Then she cuts him, and by the end she cuts his mask off his face. Great effect, great puppeteering effect by Ted White, a new expression. And that time, Tommy slams the machete in his head, and he falls down. Great effect, great gore. And Tommy goes and kills him, just awesome. The movie then ends, with Trish and Tommy the last time together. No one know the fate of Trish Jarvis, what happened next, because she's not mentioned in part 6 or part 5. Tommy Jarvis becomes the protagonist for the next 2 sequels. Friday the 13th part 5 and part 6, which I'll review next one. But this is the strongest one. Great super horror film, great slasher film, and has a great beautiful cast. Less cartoonish. Ted White is great medicine, killing unstoppable killing machine. And I think that everyone who watches this movie knows it's a great film. Some people doesn't like it. I love the film to death. I enjoy the film. I love the song Love is a Lie. I love Crispin Glover's dance moves. I love Barbara Howard. I love Judy Aronson's Naked. I love her as Samantha. I love her. She's so awesome. Love her great tits. I love Judy Aronson in this movie. She was later in American Ninja for Canon Group movie, and she was later also in that movie Desert Hawk with that guy who was in Chuck Norris Texas Ranger, Walker Texas Ranger. He played that guy Joey Prado. He played, I don't know, a kickboxer in later Texas Ranger. But then this movie is a fantastic horror. It has so much gore, blood. It's awesome. I mean, fantastic film. One of my favorite horror films ever. The final chapter is the best one so far. It's considered the best one. I love this movie to death. Kimberly Beck is the best of the film as Trish Jarvis, such a babe. I love her outfit, I love her costume, her boots. Would love to see her nude, but I guess that wasn't about. But man, she was great. Trish Jarvis was so great. She's such a babe. She's such a babe in this movie. I feel bad for Jimmy and Sarah. They were sweet kids. Really feel bad, for their tragedy. I love the setting, the atmosphere, and the gore. I just love everything how they did about the film. Joseph Zito's best direction. He made The Prowler. That's why he got the job, for this movie. And of course, Paramount Pictures hired him to wrote the screenplay. He said, "I'm not a writer, I'm director." So they pay him double, and he, with his own money, he hired Barney Cohen to help him to write the story and the screenplay, and of course Bruce Heidemis Sacco. He was the one that he actually wrote, to conceive the story. The editor was Joel Goodman. He was the editor because you actually have the commentary by Joseph Zito, screenwriter Barney Cohen, who wrote the screenplay. Like I said, Joseph Zito paid him with his own salary, his own money. And of course, the editor Joel Goodman, he was editor, he edited the scenes. It's just, I love Tom. I love the Tom Savini's effects. I love the filming locations. I just love how they everything did. This is important that I forgot to mention, and I'm sorry, but I have to do that. While Kimberly Beck was filming the scenes, this was really creepy, but she had a stalker, at least, because every time she was running, jogging around the park, you see a scene when she jogs around, with her mom, Joanne Freeman, Tracy Jarvis, while every morning, Kimberly Beck, she was jogging, there was a stalker, and during the production, she got a few phone calls, but no one answered it, and every time she was jogging, a man was standing there and was always watching. I think she had a stalker. This ended when the production of the film ended. So yeah, that time ended it. But I think I had to point it out because Adrienne King, she had a stalker, when the first movie came out. I mean, surprises franchise kind of was kind of cursed, because they got the stalkers, because the final actress, I mean, Kimberly, she got a Kimberly Beck, she actually got a stalker. Glad it was nothing happened serious, but it kind of was really scary. Maybe was some guy pretending to be Michael Myers in this movie? Who knows? But yeah, the final chapter. Kimberly Beck is great heroine, a great final girl. The best one in my opinion. My second favorite. Yes, my second favorite is my number one favorite. I'll defend that film, but it's my second favorite. I don't know what else to say about Friday the 13th, the part 4, the final chapter, just titled the final chapter. Great direction by Joseph Zito, great screenplay by Barney Quinn, great edited by Joel Goodman, great acting performance by Rich Anderson, Kimberly Beck, Crispin Glover, Barbara Howard, Judy Arneson, the other two girls, the twins, the Mint, Tina and Terry, Camila and Carrie Moore. I think Camila Moore, she was actually auditioned for Samantha, but the Paramount Pictures found out that she has a sister. They cast her in. I think she was. I think the Tina and Terry Moore, the twins. In my opinion, they're great. They both great. They were both great. Tina and Terry, they're great. I forgot to mention this guy, Lawrence Monson, that fuck. I forgot to mention. I just watched the film and forgot to mention him. Who calls, who calls Jimmy that fuck. Not now, that fuck. I really don't like that you call me that. Not now, that fuck. The computer doesn't lie. It says you're dead fuck. Not now, that I want to really talk to you now. Not now, that fuck. The computer doesn't lie. It says you're dead fuck. I just love that. I love Ted. Ted gets then killed by, I think it was Hunting Knife. He gets killed. He gets killed. Not now, dead fuck. I really don't like you call me like that, dead fuck. That was great. What a dick. Dead fuck. The computer doesn't lie. I forgot to mention the guy. I like Lawrence Monson as dead fuck. The computer doesn't lie. But yeah, that's actually my movie review on Friday the 13th part 4, the final chapter, Jason's unluckiest day. Jason's unluckiest day. I just love that, but thanks for watching. Take care. I would like to see what's your response. What do you think about Friday the 13th part 4, the final chapter? Have you seen it? Have you not? What do you think about the film? What do you think about the franchise? Who's your favorite Jason character? Who's your favorite Jason actor? What's your favorite characters? I would like to see comments down below. But thanks for watching. Take care. I don't know what else to say about the film that I actually did. Well, I'll see you later. I'm out. Peace. So take care. Bye bye now.